It's probably just me, but don't you find it curious that all of a sudden everybody, and I mean everybody, is talking about brand? LinkedIn's and the Googles and the Gary Vaynerchuks of the world. All these people that used to be performance marketing, digital marketing first, suddenly are talking about this idea of brand. It's everywhere. Why? See, back in the day, it used to be that brand was the big thing. That was what everybody settled on. That was what everybody aspired to have, was a great story, a unique brand. And then along came the internet and digital and social. And guess what? Digital and social were supposed to save us. So what happened? Why are all these turncoats popping up left and right? What is it that they're suddenly figuring out that they didn't know before? Let's dive into it. All right, so in order to understand this whole thing, you got to start off with the marketing funnel. Up here at the top is consumer awareness. That is, somebody has to be aware of your brand. Once they're aware of your brand, then they're going to find interest in it. That interest is going to lead to the desire, and the desire is ultimately going to lead to action. But the whole digital revolution, this whole idea about zero waste, is to say, forget about those top three pesky steps. If we find a group of people that's already super hot to buy and we put our product in front of them, they're going to skip all the rest of that awareness and interest and desire thing, and they're going to go right to conversion. Well, here's the problem with that. So the notion is that out of all of these people in mass humanity, we're going to identify this little teeny tiny group of people that has self-identified as either being in the market for something or having a history of doing things that are inside our category or whatever. But this group represents a very, very small margin. This is like 5% of the total potential conversion group. And it totally ignores, while yes, you can get some traction there. Don't get me wrong. You can, in fact, convert at that level for those early adopters. But it doesn't take into consideration human nature. And I'll give you a great example of that. Let's say that you're in the market for a car. Now, both of these cars are the same price. They have the exact same features and benefits, same everything. The car on the top is a Honda Accord. The car on the bottom is a Vroom 1A. Which car are you going to buy? Now, make sure you say it loudly so that those in the back can hear. You're going to buy the Honda. Why are you going to buy the Honda? No, better question. Why aren't you going to buy the Vroom? Because you've never heard of the Vroom. That's exactly right. And that's exactly what's wrong with this whole idea. In order to achieve scale, not just initial sales, not just some momentum, not just $10 million, $100 million, $500 million, $1 billion, true scale and size, you're going to have to get mass to be aware of your product so that they start the journey of becoming interested in the brand, wanting to learn more about the brand, wishing that they had the brand in their garage, whatever, and then moving down to action. What this ultimately does is increase the groups at the bottom that are a potential for conversion. And this is what these groups are all figuring out. After spending years bashing content out into the world, what they realize is that they cannot scale without getting mass involved. It's not possible. You can only get to a certain point. Now, somebody's going to send in a message and say, well, there was this one company that did it. Yeah, okay, one company, maybe two. That's the whole point. There are 32.5 million small and medium-sized businesses that have billion-dollar aspirations in the United States. One or two or 5 or 10 companies doesn't a rule make. Those things are flukes. They're outside of the norm. If you want to try to generate scale, you're going to have to adopt an awareness portion of your marketing spend in order to get people to see the brand and to start learning about it. That's the only way it's going to work.